So I'm Paige Meade, and I'm a volunteer here in Prince William County with ACTS Sexual Assault Services. Before I was a volunteer, I was actually a client. I was a member of a sexual assault counseling group, and they helped me a lot through a very, very difficult time. When I was 19, I was living here in Manassas with my dad. I was going to college during the day and working at a little store at night. And a man used to come in to the store and ask me out. And I was always very polite. I didn't think much of it. No thanks, that's really nice. Not interested. And it happened a couple times, and I never really thought anything of it. It didn't register that something might be wrong. And one night, unbeknownst to me, that man followed me home and figured out where I lived and broke into the basement where I lived with my dad. I called the police. I went through the entire process, and he was eventually sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 20 years. So you can draw your own conclusions on what one human being has to do to another in a Commonwealth to earn that kind of sentence. What I needed most was for the people around me to not pretend that it didn't happen. I needed just for somebody to say to me, you know, you didn't deserve that. It wasn't your fault. And it's going to be okay. And by the way, here are some resources. You should probably call somebody. That's so important. Just to, even if people don't want to talk about it, even if I didn't want to talk about it, I just needed to hear that I could and should get help. And it was going to be okay. After about 10 years, I'm finally comfortable helping people. You know, I'm in a place where I can help other people out instead of working so hard to pretend that nothing happened. And that's freedom. So what I like most about volunteering is having the ability to give back what was so freely given to me. One particularly meaningful experience that I had was pretty early on when I was doing hospital accompaniment. I had a girl who we went through a PERK exam, and we were in the hospital probably 5 or 6 hours together, and she was pretty young. She was about my age when I was assaulted, and she didn't have any family, and she was pretty much alone. And at the end of it, she hugged me really, really tight, and she said, "Thank you so much for being here. I don't know how I would have gotten through this without you." And that was the moment of forgiveness where all that bad stuff, all that trauma had turned into something good, turned into something meaningful that means something that I can give back to my community. And that has solidified my decision to be a volunteer.